Hello, hello. Microphone. Here. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Okay. Nope. Not doing that. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, 35. We've got main force still dead. So cut this down even more. 250, 250, 250, 250, 500, and then what's killing everything then? Okay, cool. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. Okay, it's working. Alrighty. Come back in here. What's happening? Okay. So bump this down to 250,000. 250,000, 250,000, and 250 here as well. T12s, let's see what happens. Still a loss. Okay, so what do we have here? 852 compared to 833. Okay, so we're going in the right direction. Okay, let's try just 100. That's enough. 100, 100. Let's bump this down to 600,000. It's out T12s again. Nope. What do we have here? Okay, so that was bad. So now we have to put our T13s back to 750. And then and see if it was just the T15s that cut it out. Oh, you know what? I didn't fucking fill them in to the T12s. Okay. Fill these into T. Nope, I did. Okay, so 14, 200,000, 15, 200,000. Cut this back up to 700. And then max out 12s. Defeat. Where are we at now? Okay, 465. So maybe 175 on these, because I feel like it just neutered the whole march and they weren't really eating in the cav. I think the cavalier was getting, from the T15 and 14, was getting chewed up way too fast by one of the archer layers in the previous hit in one frame. So, come on, don't do that. That's probably what ended up happening. Yeah, 48,000. So now that the T15 cut through, so it was the T13s that mattered. So 700,000 seems adequate. So we can cut this down to maybe 150. And then this to 150 as well. Yeah. And then T13s at 700,000 fill into 12s question mark. 300,000. Might have to look at T10s after this. $876. Okay, so we're going in the right direction. Okay, so the second I take this below 700,000, it's just going to tank the progress. So 11s and 10 is just free 99. So let's go ahead and take some of these. And 250 here, and then cut 11s down to 225, filling into 12s, of course. See what we got. So a loss probably. Yep, but we should be closer. 896. There we go. So we're 100K off now. So just cutting. Come on, motherfucker. There we go. So I'm going to cut some more out of my 10s and 11s. Let's cut this down to 200. Cut this down to 200 as well. And then fill those into T12s. And unless that completely fucks it, this should be a dub. There we go. And then this is going to be a loss. Yep. So now rinse and repeat. What do we got? We're almost there already. Okay. Make sure cavalier is on for attacking. It doesn't seem like the debuffs seem to matter too much. Got our 10s on. So here we were, I think, 900,000 away. 400,000. Okay, that's not too rough. Maybe dipping completely out of the 10s and the. Yeah, let's go ahead and dip down to. Let's do 50,000. See where that puts us. Since that did pretty good against another cav march, we should. Yeah. Should be around the same though, yeah. 552, so we're in the right direction. So just cutting those out altogether, I think, maybe, unless these are actively killing more shit than they're seeing. Yeah, no, so yeah, just make this a layer. So let's just do 15, oh shit, 15.5. 15, 5. There we go. As always, fill into my 12s. Here we are. 736. Now we're up to 1 million. So I do need that layer, sadly enough. Well, that makes me think, if I just put like a 30,000 layer, let's try that first. Maybe like a 30,000, I think, in those two. And if that works, maybe fill all the cav down. So I like 30,000, question mark. And 10s, there we go. Fill the 12s. See where this puts us. Still 1 million, so we need a thicker layer there. I mean, I guess we did kind of go from, we were at 50. So how do we mimic this? Unless our buffs just ran out. Yeah, no, they shouldn't have. Oh, they're close though. So maybe just a 50,000 cav layer all the way down. Okay. Fill in the 12s before I forget. Yeah, 552. So maybe we pull out of these dudes. And let's drop this to 650. And then up here, hurry up before I lose the fucking buff. Battle logs. 576, so I think that just went up. Maybe this one's a T13 fill, 552 to 576. Okay, let's take a look-see. 552, troop buff. 50, but if I take more out of those, 700,000 for 289. So it's just eating through that cav layer. Let's try that. Let's try the 50,000 cav layer and see where that goes. This is probably just going to butcher everything. I'm going to have to start all over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. Alright, I think it's a little overkill with the like T5 and below, because those layers really don't do shit anyways. $728, yeah, we just neutered a power. Oh, you know what? My buffs ran out. Durr. Wrong thing, wrong thing. Okay, so try it again with the buff, see if that had anything to do with it, which it probably didn't. And then here, 824, 670 is what we had before, 870 or 576. So yeah, starting from scratch. So full layer. Let's go 125,000. 125,000. 700. And then here, do 50. Seems to be the sweet spot. And then let's go up to 20,000 on these. Down to like tier 6. 7, 6. Leaving the rest. Fill in T12. This is probably going to go poor. Yeah, okay. So we need that 150 for the T13s and 14s, yeah. So maybe even upping those to like 200,000 just to let them get chewed on a bit longer. Okay. And then, yeah. Yeah, let's try that. Upping 200,000, taking away my lower tiers, because I feel like that's just free 99 points. And then you're at 50. Yep. Okay. So 200,000, that stays there. This is here. So if this goes above 552, we know we're going in the right direction. But if it goes below, yeah, wrong direction. Okay. So getting it back to nominalization, we can do 130,000. 140. Let's do 140 instead. 140, 140, 750. Changing two variables at once kind of sucks, but we'll see how it goes. Da, 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 da. There we are. 552 is the number to beat. 558. Okay. All right, that's not bad. 558. Now maybe tinker with. Actually, head back in here. Go back to 150. 150. 150. 7. Hey, what's up, Kendra? 750. 750,000 coming back up. 12s. $570. So I think here. What's up, Astro? How you doing, buddy? I think here the 150 layer is doing good. Maybe dumping this to 650 and letting the T12s eat a little more. Yeah, it's not going to give us a win, but 552 is the number to beat. Did we do it? 534. There we go. We're in the right direction. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's go ahead. You're from 674? That's what's up. What alliance is on 674? Try to stay relatively familiar with all of the alliances that are out there. Does seem familiar though. That does seem like a very familiar server. I remember that number. Okay, dumping this to 625. Let's see. All right, 538 I think was the number to beat. 534, okay. 505, okay, yep, so just dump the 13s. And then we got it. Can't go too low though, because if we don't give the 12s a little bit to get chewed on, so if we dump this to like 500,000, we're either gonna see a huge increase or the march is just gonna get squashed. Okay, and if this works, we'll just dump it all together. 424, yep, okay. So let me make sure 50's still good. So maybe dump it even down to like 150,000 on the... Why are you laughing, Kendra? I'm sorry, I don't have good memory. Yeah, let's dump this to 300,000. Hopefully that's enough. If this still doesn't work, yeah, I'm using the T12s. There we go. We got the dub. We got the dub. And then this is gonna be another fucking thing that we have to go through. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see where that left us though. I'm probably gonna be like in the fucking thousands. It's 486. That's not bad. So maybe just dump the 13s down to 150, 150, and hopefully that's still enough using T12s. Nope, not enough. Let's see where we were beforehand. Yeah, 486 versus 970. Yeah. So we need to come back in here, put some love back into the T13s, and then I'm probably just going to activate castle buffs. I'm from Maryland, but I live in Japan. What about yourself? Okay, here we go. This will give us the same thing. Should take us back to like 470 or some shit. Yeah, 486. Before we were at... Excuse me, 486. Maybe event buff? No, we don't have enough. Let's go ahead and hop over to... Let's get stuck on the archer one real quick, and then I will probably throw on castles after that and see where that puts me. And here, 96, 86, okay. Attacking. And 86, I kind of want the flat there instead. Oh, there, and I'm the princess. Okay. Alright, let's see. So to get our nominalization, use a full 15k layer, just max out T15, see where it puts us. Defeat. I guess I could have looked at the other stuff too. 886, okay, so we're close. So we can't overpower, maybe splitting between, make sure buffs are still on. Oh, good timing. Okay, so coming back into this, let's try a split between the 14s and the 15s. Let's do a three-way split between 15s, 14s, 13s. Kind of don't like that so much. 232, and then we will tinker. Just want to pass this level first. Okay, that was terrible. 971 through the 15s. I can't do the translate right now, Kendra, so I don't really know what you're saying. Okay, so we're at 971. I think we're hard stuck on this level. Let's just take a look through the details. 15s obviously killed half. Oh, we had a double for the 14s. 13s killed a little over. 12s killed a little over. So those could just be specific layers, but let's go ahead and see. So let's go 300,000 here. Go over to 13s. Do let's do 300 here as well. Here actually, let's just do 300,000 of each. Down to T12, T11. Do a run with that. See what ends up doing the most work. Okay, so about a third. Yeah, so T13 is going to be our money here. How many troops do they have? Because right now, I'm obviously not getting there in buff, but I have the march size on them. The only reason I'm winning. Okay, let's just try a full fill into T13s and see where we go. Nope. Okay. 75, we got 1.8. 0.8 mil left. I don't know if we're going to be able to take her down. All right, hang on. You said you're 674? Let's see, HVC. Yeah, that's not you guys. 14 Alpha. Oh, that's why that server seems familiar. Yeah, I watch Big Earl all the time. Where's he at? Where's he at? He's got crazy buffs. Yep, there he is. Okay. 50. Let's actually split these between 13s and 14s. 2, 1. Let's do 3 and 3. I think tier 13 is going to be our money, but doesn't seem like that's the case. A 1.7 versus a 0.8, so maybe swap it. Or we could try see if this works like the Cavs do and put these to 150,000 down, down, up it. Yeah, no. Archers work a lot differently than the Cavs. Kendra, I don't really understand what you're saying. I'm sorry. Okay, let's actually look and see where we were here. Worst comes to worst, yeah, 451. 86, so About half. Here is a little over half. So yeah, tier 13 is where we're gonna make it, and then these just went in and sent themselves away. So maybe try like a 12K layer. 12.5. And then 150, 150, tier 12, and then 50,000. Not 500, 50,000 for this and for this, and then tier 13s. Let's see. Ooh, I could also switch over to Hermes as assistant. It's going to take my archer buff down, but I don't think that's really relevant. I think it's more focused on march size here. Or I just say screw it and see if my dragon talents are up. They are not. Okay, 6 more hours until that, so let's hold off on doing those doodads. $33. 33. Okay, cut these down to 100. I gotta work it all back over again. Got you. Excuse me. You for sure. Sea rush. Yeah. There's no way. It's having me go against an archer. Oh, okay. So same deal. Let's do 125,000. 5,000. I think I need the 300 there for the calves. 300,000 can kill something. Yeah, no. Okay. 964. So we need 150 on those. Or did my buff run out? No, my buff's still good. Okay. Challenge. Okay. 50. Let's cut this to 40. 40. Did I put 50 down below? No, I stuck with the 15.5. 40. This needs to be 300. And 150. Be cut to 140. See if that works. Dig into T12s. Eat. 43. Okay, so I need to go back and mirror this march then. Yeah, this one. Okay. So, 150, 85,000, 85. So the difference in 10K layer for my tier 11 and tier 10 and less T12, so maybe up those to 100. Let's actually up those to 70. I'm cooking. Okay, so 70,000. 70,000. And then up the T12s. I don't have buffs on, but this should put a decent number up there. unless 50 is just the sweet spot. $601. So with buffs, I should be below. All right. Let's try that again, see what it gets us with buffs. And then we'll just tinker with the T11 and 12 layers, or T11 and 10. Okay. 509. Okay, so these need to go down to 60 then. Okay. 60,000. 60,000. Coming up. Boom. Let's see where this puts us. 499, but we're still not. Is 50,000 just the lucky number? Like, what's going on with this? 14.5, maybe a 14.5 layer? That's just going to completely throw off the script. Let's go to a 12.5. 12.5 is a nice round number. I like that. Actually, what's the layer the enemy's using? Because I don't really want to give them that advantage, because that'll be the difference of... Okay, so they're only using a 10,000 layer. So my layer should be winning. Yeah, maybe a 12,000. Yeah, let's try that. 12.5. All right. So most of my layers should be winning right now. So this is gonna completely change how everything goes, and it's either gonna... All right. Let me just shut up and do it. 50,000. 150. 150. 300,000. Boom. And then 50,000 is the lucky number, it seems. So let's do that. T12s. I don't see it winning. Nope. Alright, let's see what we have here. Yeah, 12,000 layer just completely botched the whole thing. So we need the max layer. Or we can... Here, let me try it with a 14,000 layer. Because I feel like if I put... What's that? 14... Oh my god, I suck at math. I suck at math. So I feel like if I put 14,000 times, what is it, 50, it's going to be 50. Okay. So 14,000, 150,000, 150, 300, 300, and then 50. Oh shit. 50,000. 50,000. 12s. Okay. 955. So we're in the right direction. Okay, so let's just try 15,000. 15,000. Throw a 0. Throw a 0. 300. God damn it. 50. 50. 12 fill. Yeah, so we're definitely doing better with the higher layers. 462. And I think 428 is where I was. So those layers are helping me out a lot. So you definitely have to max these. And maybe just cutting some. $150, $150. Let's try 200,000 and 11. 50,000. 50,000. And tier 12's up. $422. Okay. So I can't lower those. Maybe if I go 150? 150 for the 13s? But I think 200 is a better round number to start off with. I already did that, yeah. Let's go down to 150. Come up here. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, still a loser. And then watch, they didn't chew on the 13s. Yeah, they didn't chew on the 13s, so that number went up. One thing changes the whole fucking thing. One little change. You gotta love it. Still good. One little fucking change. Okay. So maybe go the opposite direction. Come down here. Put like, I don't know, 500,000 back in. And then up. See where we're at. $592. So I had to find that sweet spot of where T13 stopped becoming valuable. Okay. So it's not 200. Let's try 180. Maybe that's it. Because 150, most I can. Yeah, 409. That's beautiful. Now we'll dip it down to 170 and then tinker with the 14s and 15s. If this works. So put this, boom, fill the 12 in here. Alright, so here, the number that beats 409. Number here is 403. That's awesome. So I think we could take a little more out and see where we're at. But the second we go past 1.6, the second we go past, I think down to 150 is when you're going to start to see 398. Oh man, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it at 150, and then after that, it's just going to shoot up. 1.5. Yep, see? Maybe 155 then? Or 160 is just the sweet spot. Oh shit. Five. Okay. And then this should allow the T13s to get chewed on just long enough. And then we could just micro tinker from there. Nope, so I need a little more. Okay. So 160 is just the number then. And my buffs ran out. That's what that is. Alright. I guess I can min-max this and see how many exactly, but that's going to take a long time doing that. Alright, let's go to 159. $392. Yep. So cut another 1,000 out. Okay. So I think we should cut another 158. Oop. It's not going to make a huge difference, but unless that's just where the cutoff is 158, then I'll just put it back to 159. And nope. See, now we're killing 391 versus 392. So it's 1,000 more troops. It's not a complete waste of time. All right, so God damn it, 157. So basically, until I find the threshold where T15s just get wiped by one layer and they don't get that counter strike off, then 85, 385 versus, I think this is 392. Yeah, 391. So that 1,000 extra just killed 7,000 extra troops. That's why this stuff is important. 900 million. Okay, 385. 385, 391. So now I'm going to take another 1,000 off, and it's either going to go up slightly more, or it's going to fucking just completely botch it. And this is going to get wiped by a layer. I'm going to switch it back to 157 and go about my day. Because I know 155 does not work. 385 versus 385, 918, and 385, 180. Okay, so I think that's the cutoff. Because watch. Unless this shit's just trying to prove me wrong. 155. Throw that here. $384. So yeah, I guess I can cut more off of it. Whatever. Okay. Okay, so maybe 154. 154, throw it in the 12. Okay, here. So, yep, 155 is, I'm sorry, 154 is where that layer just dies altogether. So then the T12s get targeted a frame early than what they need to be. So 155 here, we know, whoop, oh yeah, duh. We know that's good. So 155, actually, let me look at this. So the only thing should be like a couple archer layers here. The siege, obviously, 55, I'm trying to look. Okay, so nothing's killing the T13 calves in one frame specifically, unless it's just the calves getting the counter-strike and they're hitting each other for whatever reason, but that just doesn't make sense to me. So here, 15, 150, 150, but if I dip these down, I'm going to have to tinker with these as well. So, because these are just dying a frame too early. What are my... Okay, 50 to 47 and 21. So here I'm going to adjust my... Put this back to 155. 155. Oh. Oh. 0, 0, 0. 155. Whoa. Okay, and then here, put 11s to, let's start with 52,000. And then 10s to 52. Oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, duh. Okay. So 52,000's there and 52,000's here. Okay. Fill in the 12s, and this might actually tank it a little bit because I'm taking some of the fire off of out of my T12, my main force. 391. Yep. So putting back into the T11 and T12s isn't as beneficial as having those troop slots there for the blah blah blah. Having those troops in the T11 and 10s isn't as good as having those troops just in the main force of the army. So that's basically 4,000 troops wasted. 50,000. Nope. 50, 5, 0. 0. 50,000. Okay. So I don't want to take out of this either. So let's go ahead and put this back down. Try to cut some out of our T11 and 12, or our T15 and 14. And after this, okay, 49, 49. Because we're going to have to activate castles here no matter what. I'm just trying to see what the thresholds is for everything. So that way I don't waste the 20 minutes that I have with the buff. 382 versus a... Nope, not that one. Not that. Oh, yeah. Sorry. 384. Okay, so we went up. We went up. So 2,000 troops for 2,000 2,000 more kills. All right, and then we'll just tinker with this, and then come on, 8. 8. It's crazy what the importance of 1,000 troops in a march and how it can completely change the outcome of the battlefield. Turn. Here, 379. Okay, so we could still keep cutting. Okay. Let's go ahead and try cutting. Oh, shit. 45. 145,000. Let's see if this does the same thing. 145, 145 here. Okay, still dirty losers. 372. 79. That's beautiful. Okay. I might need my dragon buffs too, unfortunately. So let's just try 140, 142. Make a big cut here. That's 8,000 more troops in my attacking wave. And the thing that sucks about this, and you'll see it, is if I cut too much to where a single clear is happening, or these calves are dying 1 frame earlier than they're supposed to be, then what's going to end up happening is they target the T13 faster, they target the T12 faster, and my march, yep, just like you see here. So you have a 1 million troops that survived here versus the 372,000 troops here. Yeah, my buffs ran out. Hang on. So it won't be as high, but you'll definitely, unless that 50% extra out of fucking 6,000 buff with this event means anything, but I don't think it's as important. But yeah, so let's run this back and then see what this ends up with. So yeah, here, battle logs, 365. Okay, so we're still in the right direction. That 50% buff is just like the holy grail of 700,000 troops killed. That is ridiculous. So we could still keep cutting from our T11, or sorry, our T14s and 15s, but I think instead of backfilling them into the 12s, what I'm going to end up doing, let's go down to 141. 141. 141. Okay, so I'm going to throw 2,000 extra troops into my, well, I'm going to need 100 or 50,000 in order to strengthen another layer, because the T10s, actually, let's see. I believe the T10s and T11s are still, they should still be putting in some work. But the second we go over this little threshold, yeah, 41,000, 24,000. So T11s with this preset. Ooh, okay, and then tier 9s, yeah. So let's go ahead and dump this out of the calves, out of the tier 12s, and then put into our tier 9 layer as well. So leave these at 142 for the time being. Let's go ahead and dump out of calves, and then put tier 9 to 50,000. Boom. Let's see what we got. $343 versus 365. So let's go ahead and backfill it again to tier 8. Or actually, this time, let's get these optimized. So 141, 141. And this is like with your PvP march, right? Everybody wants to use like a nominalized layer, right? And I'm guilty of it too, because I'm personally too lazy to go through and try to do this stuff. And you have like different keep builds, like buffs are always going to be different, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to like rally versus like marching, it really like throws off the game altogether, right? So you, I don't know, it's a lot different, but I strongly suggest using over like a nominalized layer. Like you're already putting all of your buff into one march, so whatever troop you end up using, right? Why not strengthen that layer since you already have that buff there? Yeah, look. So, okay, so we just cut and put back into our T12. But you saw right there the 343. That's a 20,000 troop kill difference from taking troops out of my main force and putting them into a tier 9 layer. You know what I mean? That stuff acts as a sponge to keep your layer alive a little longer because obviously the archer's going to be targeting it, right? And then the cav's just coming through and cleaning everything up. So here, let's just keep going. I think 140. I tried 140. Damn, I got a cramp. Okay. 140. I guess I gotta dig out of this. 140,000. And then here we just see if this is the cutoff. This is the furthest I'll go with it. 322. Could go down into the third. Let's just try 135 real quick. Yeah, because that killed. Okay, so 135. We'll go into 135 here. Three 5 0 0 0. Or one too many. No, I was right. And then we'll cut these into here and see. Either it's going to tank it or... $302. Maybe we can go lower. And then after this, I'll start backfilling into like tier 8, 7, and we should actually be able to win this with without having to use dragon buffs, castles, and all that. So yeah, let's try 130. 130. 3-0. Okay, and then put this here. Boom, 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 boom. 301 versus 302. Okay. Okay. I feel like this is like doing fucking refines, dude. 125. 125. 55 is the fucking... Okay, so 125 is too low. Now we need to put it up to like 128, I guess. $128. 2800000. And then see if this does good. Da, 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 da. 957. Yep, nope. So 129. If not, we'll just go back to 130. What the hell? Oh, my T14 or my T15s didn't move. Just do 129. 129. 12900. Push this up. My buff probably ran out too. Yeah, buff ran out. Nope, buff is there. So 130. $50, $50, $50. Okay. $130. Oh, fucking idiot. 130,000. Okay, okay, okay. Boom, boom, boom. 960. Why the fuck am I back up to 960 now? Did my shrine run out? No. Da, 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 da. 302. Okay, so that was 135. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so 130. 130, 130. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense because now I'm doing 130s and it's popping me for a mill. 130, 130, 155. Yeah, but it keeps resetting. So, okay, my T15s for whatever reason keep going down to fucking 130 or 129. Why? Boom. Okay. So this should pump me back up, I think. Okay. I actually don't know. It's the same fucking march. Oh, my buffs. Idiot. 130. All right, let's go. This needs to be the 300,000. This should be it. Or 300 million. It's not. I don't know. I'm fucking lost. Everything I just did. Down the drain, down the gutter. now we're back. We're not even at square one. We're at fucking square zero. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Fucking laugh it up, Evony. Laugh it up. You just maybe put all of this fucking time into building this march just to completely throw everything down the fucking gutter. And I don't know why. Okay. Hang on. Back to 135. Back to, or no, 130 should fucking do it. We'll try 135 instead. Alright. I'm going internal. I'm fucking internal. 135. 135. Bink. Boom. Bam. God damn. Nope. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. Okay, that didn't change. What the fuck changed? What changed? Okay. $9.57. $3.22. $3.29. $3.22. $3.01. Okay, so this is the one I want. Nope, not that one. Not that one. That one needs to go somewhere. This one. Okay, so we had a 15.5 layer, 130, 130, 155. All right, let me take a screenshot, a picture actually, of the her. Okay. So that's how many troops I have there. T11, T9, T8, or T8. What? Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So 15.5, same layer. Did it change my castle? No. Castle's still there, man. The castle's still there. Oh, God. Jesus, Jesus. Okay, so 15.5 is my layer. That's good. And then what's my T5? Okay, 130 mil, which I think is right. 6410. This is 2.5. So I lost a layer. 50-50, tier 950. No. Do I? 100,000 troops are off. 135000. Oh, shit. 135000. 130. 130. Oh my God. What a dummy. Oh my God, I feel so stupid. I was messing with the... Oh my God. Okay, so this was... That's why. That right there explains it. That right there actually explains it. And I think this was 151,000. I'll check again in a second. Which I didn't put the T12s back in, because why the hell would I do that? Oh my God, dude, I feel so stupid. I was messing with the T13s and T12s instead of messing with the T13s and 14s instead of the 14s and 15s. So let me figure out where I had my T13s. 155 is the sweet spot for them. Okay. I feel so stupid right now. So stupid. I'm sitting here like going internal because I'm like, I don't understand why this buff is everything's exactly the same. But now it's just completely different. Alright, so 1, 4, 10, 850. So I have 8,000 troops elsewhere that shouldn't be. Alright, let's. Fuck it, we're gonna send it. We're gonna send it. I don't care. I lost. I know. I suck. I suck. I suck. I suck. I suck. Okay. 302. We're back. We're back with 10,000 troops somewhere the fuck else. Okay. I'll take it. Alright. So now let's backfill and put 50,000 layer. Fucking 13s, man. 13s. 30850. 10850. So I have 10,000 troops somewhere else. Or actually, yeah. Okay, so 10,000 troops somewhere else. That looks like 5 and 5,000. So let's take this to zeros. Take it to zeros. Because I forget. And I don't feel like looking through the report. And I'd rather just spend the 2,000 gems. 10, 850. Beautiful. This should be, I think, 302,000 or whatever that they have left. $301. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so now we cut from the main force and we put tier 9. Yep. Okay, so 50,000. See if this layer is important, and then we'll just rinse and repeat all the way down. Victory! Tier 8 layer. Oh my God. I was going internal. They were feeding me to the fish, and now we start all over. This should only be like 300,000 unless, yep, fuck that. I'll just call it a dub. We squeezed 2 levels out of that. So, oh my God, dude. I know exactly what it is and what I have to do here. Okay, so now, since the buff is higher, 8209, yeah, 20% higher. So now I just have to fuck with the T13, 14, backfill in. Yeah, I'm good. I actually got this. I know for a fact I do. Okay. So 135. In case you didn't see, which I know you didn't, but I definitely threw my hands up there. I was so happy. Okay, so 160. Backfill here. This should be a little better. If not, we just got to find the values. That's it. 507. Beautiful. So now we have to tinker again. We have to tinker again. Okay, yep. That's what we do. That's what we do. So now we got to find the 13s and 14s. Oh my god, this is going to be so... Okay, I'm stupid. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay, so now we just got to find the sweet spot of when the T15s and 14s die, which should be relatively the same, except the T14s might die like a frame earlier, whatever the case is. So let's just go ahead and not put 13 billion in there, because I don't think it'll let us do that. Let's put 139,000. Come here. Boop. 139. Boom. Fuck the T13s. We'll get to them when we get to them. See if these die. If they don't, change here. Boom, boom, boom. 510 compared to a 507. So those tiers are still staying alive. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. The T15 is with a... Okay. T15 is 139,000. 507. 135. Yep, so with the 135,000, the T15s are staying alive, but the fucking T14s are getting nuked. So, you, sir, 135,000. You go to 139. Yep, and then backfill on 12s. Boom. Bam. Thank you, ma'am. Let's see, let's see, let's see. 604? Yep, I'm fucking stupid. Imagine that. Actually, hang on, hang on. Yep, buffs are out. Buffs are out! Oh my god. Okay, 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 okay. And then here, let's try it again. Okay. Last try, same gig, see what's up. Alright, 139, 135. Okay, so incrementing up to 5,000 T15 per cav march, because as soon as we hit a ground march, 508, as soon as we hit a ground march, we're going to have to scrap this whole thing. Whoa, what? 508 versus a 610? Or 604, yeah, I just rebuffed. Duh. It's 510, 508. Okay, so now I have a feeling my T14s are still dying. So the way to test this is keep doing this. So 215s, watch, I'll show you. So 120,000, and then throw these into T12. Now we're going to see, unless the T15s for whatever reason stay alive here, that their survived is going to be way higher. 501. So the T15 stayed alive. Okay. So T15s don't need as many as I thought. Okay. What about the T14s then? 20. Could we cut even more of the T15s, or are they just getting bypassed no matter what? 139, maybe give it a 1. Let's give it a 150. See if this layer stays alive. Okay. I have to take some out of my T12s. Stop being stupid. Let's do 200,000 to be safe. Make sure that this layer stays alive. Come here, bring it up. $542. Okay. So we could actually start cutting from the 139, I think it was, with the T14s. Okay, so 136. Let's try that. And then backfill 12s. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I hate that you can't bring the monarch things in here, the little flags or whatever in the rally spot. 500,000, beautiful. So we continue to cut. After this, we backfill, bring in a Hoochamadigi, another layer, right? Actually, we could just try that now, yeah? See if this gives us like an exponential increase before we sit there and micro through everything. So 50,000. Let's see. I think 50,000 should be enough to keep our lower tiers alive. Defeat. 555. Okay. So tier 7s don't really do much in this case. And that extra 50,000 troops is just throwing off the battlefield. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. 7s back to 15.5, 0. Throw this back into T12s. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe. 500,000. Okay. Yep. So now we have that set. I'm thinking that if I go from here to here, take that here, 71 to 101. That is way too much of a difference. 30% difference. I don't think the 150 on the flat is worth that, but the 3% for the attack is something I'm willing to give a try. Actually, let's see if we can get some more buff. Nope, we suck. Okay. So, coming into here. 15,000. What am I? It's a freaking cav march. 131,000 of these dudes are staying alive. I can't explain how much that's actually putting me through the ringer. Maybe if we just cut off out of our lower tiers? Question mark. Because these are getting like 74 kills, you know? They're staying alive, though, at the siege. So keeping siege layer, but cutting low layer of cav, ground. Okay, no, we can't do that because these layers are staying alive. So we're not effectively killing all of the layers, but around T6, 7, everything should be dead. Yeah, so we're not really busting through. Maybe changing to like an Ares combination, just so that way I ensure I kill all the layers. We're either going to see something really good here, or it's going to go absolutely terrible, since I just took all my buff away from my calves. Defeat. I was really hoping to see a win there. Yeah, 585. So let's see if we killed these layers, because if so, I'm just going to beef the hell out of my cav layers below, and then maybe put like 20,000 into them. And hopefully, it does something. So now we're digging into calves. Okay, so ground layers down to T1, or yeah, T1 are getting killed. So that tells me I need to beef some more into my lower tier cav layer. So I want the flats here. So let's go ahead and 83 to 101. Man, I mean, I guess we did just drop down to 58, and the difference was only 50,000 troops, so not really huge, but I definitely want the flat cav HP, as well as the flat defense. So cutting through the F. Let's go ahead and cut these down. Yeah, that should be enough, and then move these up to like 20,000. Where are they? There they are. Alright, I'm only going to do, let's go all the way up, except for like tier 9s, obviously, since them at 50,000 is doing way better. Yep, okay. I still have tier 8. This didn't work, so 20,000 for you. Okay, and then come back into my tier 12s. Okay. 608. So we're going in the wrong direction, but are those layers dead? Or tier layers? No, we still didn't kill the layers. Sadly. Okay, so if this lower tier layers aren't doing anything, that tells me that maybe we could just, except for I think Siege has to stay. Because those Siege are just gonna, like, wipe the shit out of mine. The T16s, 15s, and all of that. No? Lower tier. Let's go down. Okay, okay. I got a strat. Trust, trust, trust. Okay, so here, let's go ahead and wipe out our siege layers. Put them down to like, fuck it, 500 or 5,000. And watch, this might actually... 5,000. This might actually change how much the ground kills. Because the siege is going to activate. Turn everything I want to turn early. Okay, so we have 2,400 here. 2,445. Let's see if this increases that number before they get murked by my calves, or if us just not having that siege layer is just gonna fuck me over. So let's go down to, let's do 500 for the lower tier, up to like tier, yeah, let's look. So, Okay, so where do my siege become completely useless? So 11, 2, 42, 75, 126. Excuse me. 217. Okay, so 581. Okay, so we want to keep our tier 8s. So here. $15.56. $15.56. Okay, so these all have the same range. 1711. Maybe the tier 1s don't. Okay, stop doing that. 1400. Okay, so 1400, 1400, 1400, 1556. So up to tier 5. Fuck it, we'll just put them at 1. And I think tier 5 was the... Okay. Fuck it. Let's go up, or no, tier... I can't remember. I can't remember what tier for everything, and it's going to completely throw it off, and everything I just did would be for nothing. Like usual. However, we can throw this in to our tier 12 layer. Yeah, 623. 608. So not having that siege layer there, 2466 versus 2445. Yeah, so not having that siege layer, like down to 15,000 troops, is causing their ground 145 compared to, dude, fuck. Okay, so we need the lower tier layers at 15k. There's no negotiating that. But now the only wiggle room point that we have is going to be moving our, or actually, yeah, we're out of buffs. We're out of buffs. Chill out. Chill out. So we're going to put those siege layers back to 15.5. And then I think our only real flex point is going to be the actual calves themselves. So we're going to have to try to like maximize what tier does what, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So this isn't good. I believe this is a good report. 585, no. Was it 585 that we got to? 500, yeah, this is our best, I believe. So looking at this, we've got okay. So this 500,000, crisp 500,000 for 136.80. This kind of makes me right here, instead of using it as like a meat wall, I kind of want to split. Yeah, let's try that. So first off, I think we're better off. What's the unique things here? So I think tier 9 down 50,000, or tier 9 50,000. Yep, okay. Let's just shut the fuck up and do it, huh? Okay. And I don't remember my numbers. Okay. Excuse me. I guess I could come in here. 120. Yep. Okay. I'm good at this game. I'm good at this game. Alrighty. So we need a 15.5. 15.5. $20,000 moving down to, let's do, see, the thing about, yeah, let's just do 15,000. Fuck it. Nice round number. These layers are just going to get chalked anyway, and I don't think there's a way that I can manipulate them to get my layers, or get their layers down. So instead, this run, I think I'm going to switch everything back to, well, first I'm just going to send this wave in, so that way it saves the preset. Yeah, so tier 9, yep, and then 50,000 here. Kill me. $581. Okay, and this could be affected by our 101, 83. Boom. Yeah, this is gonna be bigger. Bigger and better. Bigger and better. I wonder if going against this ground debuff, adjusting this to like a ground cav. Yeah, let's try that. Or let me try this again, so that way I can actually get a baseline value of what we're at, and then I'm going to fuck with the debuff, see if the debuff has anything to do with it. Boom. Same preset. You up. Boom. Defeat. The shoes go on defeat. 556. Oh my god. Do these really need to be 15.5? Or wait, did... Yeah, 500,000. What was the difference here? Did I have T8 in the layer for this? I did. I swear, if this 500... Let me grab some more zinnies. Ugh. If this 500 layer with the siege machine is fucking... what causes like this big of a difference of like 80,000 troops, I'm gonna go internal. I'm gonna go fucking internal. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I bet if I caked this event, I bet if I did that, I'd be able to beat this stupid fucking level. I think that's how you beat it. You just gotta cake the event. Okay, so 50,000. And then 55, I can't see. Okay, let's just see if it's this layer first for tier 8s. Boom, boom. This should take me down to 502. Okay, so not the Chris 5. No way. Hang on. Hang on. I'm about to lose my mind. Oh my god. Idiot. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. 15500. All I really got to do for this is just be a K45, and then after that, all my problems are solved. You know, just get this cake, K45, hopefully, and I'll be good. You know, that's everything I need to do. After that, everything, all my problems are solved. And then I'm not sitting here going around putting 500 extra troops in layers. And if this does what I think it's gonna do, I don't know. I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so upset because that means I have to fuck with every layer specifically to try to min-max these. And it did. It did exactly what the fuck I thought it was gonna do. God damn it. Okay, let's go through. So some of these layers are just getting cooked way too early. Okay, 18, 20, 8, 500. Oh my god, so 3,500 troops being in a different location with the main force opposed to being 500 troops extra in a singular fucking layer. You're telling me just completely it completely changed it. Not like a huge difference, but still it's like fuck. Where am I supposed to go? Okay, so obviously none of my lower levels did shit. Oh, you know what? Now let's try this with the flats. Or no, now we're doing the debuffs. So let's go ahead and fuck with these. Grounded mounted archer. I don't know. Let's go ahead and let's do archer debuff. Because how much are the archers killing? Let's take a look-see there. Yeah, 73,000. 76,000 compared to the Cav. The Cav's doing some damage, you know? Cav's definitely doing some damage. But I think this will help me kill that layer. Question mark, explanation point, hopefully. Because their ranged troops are just gobbling my shit up. You know what I mean? They're just fucking killing them. Let's try Cav debuff first. See where that gets us. Which kind of sucks, switching over to the Cav debuff, because it's giving us a 30 opposed to a 12% all troop, like a generic. So instead of getting that 48%, we're only getting 30. I also think that maybe debuffing attack over the 20,000 or whatever troop march size might help. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. We're back. We're here for business. Okay. 136. What was that? Yeah. Okay. 160. Maybe the T13's being at this high. Let's just try this. Get this out of the way. See if this helps or hurts us. 598. Yep. So we need that generic debuff. We can't do it. Or let's try it on the range troops. See if this will help us. Or like lower tier cavalier stay alive a little longer. Yeah, we can't do the attack, unfortunately. Okay. So yeah, same deal. Everything's the same. Just switching over to cav debuff instead of generic. This should also be terrible compared to the 500,000 that we had. Yeah, 598. So we need that generic debuff. That's what that tells us. We could rule that out. Where to get this extra? Oh. I swear, before I end up fucking finishing this shit, I'm gonna be out of fucking 50%. Okay, so back to range. Let's do cav, because that was the last one that we just did. See if it does anything different. And if it does, then we're on to something. But I really do think, since we're not killing that entire layer, it's not allowing their main force, which is that cav, to get caught up on my troops, right? So get caught up on my layers, you know what I mean? So in turn, what's happening is I'm putting a bunch of T12 calves, right, up into a slaughterhouse against T16s because I don't have layers to protect my force. So I just don't know. 500,000 with that. Okay, so where were we before? Because this could just outrule and show that debuffs do not matter in this. For Monarch gear, that is. Yeah, 500,470. 50, yeah, so I'm just wasting my time with that shit. Let's just set this back to generic for warmsies. Warm and fuzzies. Maybe put whatever. Okay. Where can I squeeze out extra buff? Okay. Maybe honestly taking out of the upper tier archer layers, because they're just getting swamped by the ground. And the siege also. The siege is probably what's really fucking them up. Yeah. Yeah, siege are killing multiple layers. And I'm thinking that T16, 15... Yeah, let's take out of the archer layers, because they just aren't doing shit. And maybe bump those down to like 10,000. Before I go through and fucking do all this shit, let me just make sure that I'm not kicking myself in the foot here. Kicking myself in the foot. It's like a catch-23, you know what I'm saying? It's all water under the fridge. Battle logs. 494. That's beautiful. Yep. Fuck the archers. Let's go down even lower. Yep. Let's do 1,000. I think we got some money. Yeah, the archers aren't doing shit anyways. I fucking hate archers. That's why you need to just siege everything, you know? now that we know that the archers aren't doing diak, we're going to completely change this up and not be bad at the game here. We're going to completely change this up, and then everything's going to change. And everything that I'm going to have to go back and redo all this is basically what I'm getting at. Okay, so that just freed up 100,000 extra troops. Maybe we're onto something? Possibly? Boom? Question mark? Explanation point? Look at that! Look at that! And we're cooked. Boom. Rinse and repeat, motherfucker. Rinse and repeat. Oh my god, dude. This is fucking horseshit. But now we do know, because this is what, like, yeah, 8236. So it's incrementally going up by like 20 some odd % every time you buff. So now we're just going to rinse and repeat this shit. We're going to take out a T12s to keep the T15s alive. After that, move on to the 14s. After that, move down to the blah, 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 blah. The 13s. And then after that, moved back to the, excuse me. So here, I'll just shut the fuck up and do it. Boom. You lose. Boom. 16. Yep. Okay. So now we need to find that sweet spot. So it's going to be like 120, 130. Let's do 132. And then wherever this goes from like fucking millions and millions down to hundreds and hundreds, we'll know that the T15 layer stays alive. And then we can downsize. Yep, so here. All right, so boom, boom, 438. So we can cut more out of this is basically what that's showing. 461. Is the ground layer even doing anything? Do we need ground layer? Or actually, yeah, 1,000 ain't doing nothing. It's not doing shit for us, Jack. So let's go ahead and keep these calves alive first. Moving down back to a... I think it was 120. Yep, so 120. I think 120 keeps them alive anyways. 120,000. Move this down to 1. Okay. Move this down to 1, so the layer's still there, but it's just getting ate up anyway. It's getting munched on, man. Munched on. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, oop, 1, 1. I didn't move those troops anywhere. Great strategy. Just completely change something and don't reap the reward from it. You know, we're going places in life. I should have probably also looked to see if it did anything. Yes, the hell it did. It moved a lot. So that just 414. Yep, that works. Okay, so we went from 438 to 414 by moving the archer layer. Now we need to find T13 threshold where the calves stay alive. And Gucci for this level, I think. Or actually, let's go ahead and look at the... Let's go ahead and take a look-see here at the ground. I think the ground needs to stay because the ground is getting focused by their calves first. I mean, this could just be as easy as fucking throwing a... What's the calf speed? Does the calf speed change the lower the tier? I don't think so. I think it's all 600 all the way up and down. Yeah, them some fast bitches. Okay. So, that can stay the same. Just fine when the T13... Actually, yeah. So, 1 here is fine for archer layer. Let's go ahead, instead of focusing this. Actually, yeah, I think we need to focus this first. First and foremost. So, here, we need to find 150. Now, this is either going to slightly increase the number of where the wounded went up, or the amount of wounded. Okay, wait. Yeah, so 421. Okay, so if this number, that means the T13 layer is staying alive. The reason that I had less in this versus here is because my T12s aren't actively killing shit. And basically I'm throwing these T13s in there for nothing. So 100 to 160. Versus 100. Oh, that's the same fucking report? Question mark? 444. 443. So yeah, whatever. Maybe. What the fuck did I just change then? Was it the no? 160. Did I just really throw 10,000 troops in there and then try to call it a day there? No, I didn't. I did something completely different. What did I just do? I really need to slow down and pay attention to this stuff. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Okay. Fuck it. Instead of doing that, maybe what the fuck did I change? Okay, that's maxed. Maybe go down to 12,000 for the ground layer. This is probably a terrible idea, by the way. Okay, don't know how to press buttons correctly. Paste. 12 grand, 12 grand, 12 grand, 12 grand, 12 grand. Come on. Nope. Boom. Did I miss tier? No. Do. 2. Okay. Tier 12s. Did we do it? No, we did not. We did not do it. Oh, man. Okay. I need to go back to max. Buff. I swear, I'm about to just use like fucking 20 buffs and then just convince myself that I need to be better if I want to beat these, so that way I don't have to keep going back and doing it. One. Yeah, dude, that's fucking nuts, man. 500,000 troops dead from a 50% buff increase. Speaking of, nope, not good. Okay. So those ground layers need to be maxed. The range layers don't matter. I wonder, ooh, maybe even taking them out completely. Excuse me. We are good at the game, and remember to take our T12s back out when we're trying to put troops other places. Boom. 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 Alright, I'm sorry. This live stream's going to get copyrighted and taken down right after I'm done with this, but I gotta play music. I can't just sit here in silence anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here, and then... Hmm... 415. 421. Whatever the fuck we just did, I don't know what the hell we just changed, but whatever it was. 4. See, this is what doesn't make sense to me, is we have 6,000 more wounded here, right? Or 6,000 more enemy troops wounded, but the fucking... I didn't change shit! This is the same exact march! Let's throw 50,000 into one of the cavaliers real quick and see... Actually, no. Maybe T13 layer up to 200,000? Here? 200,000, see if that keeps it alive. I'm not trying to tinker with that shit too much. $431? No, so that layer before was sufficient, so we can actually cut some back out of that to I think even 150 does it. 155? Okay. 155 does not do it. Okay. I think 159 is where we were at, which doesn't work because we're bad at the game, and you motherfucker, I did it again. I was fucking with the tier 14s. See? 159,000. Boom. 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 414. See, and that's what I'm saying. We just lost 1,000. We killed 1,000 more troops, and I didn't change anything. I didn't change anything from the previous preset. Or no, I added 1,000. So we need to find the 13. Okay, that's what I changed. I took 1,000 troops off, and then we killed 1,000 more troops. So taking this to 158. One here. We're almost at 7 milli. Boom, boom. 1.4. So yeah, no, 159 is the lowest we can go. $59. This really reminds me of like the old Evony of like the PC version, where if you're tech, um, and like you sent too many troops, it would actually completely screw you. Like you had to get your tech up to a certain spot, and then your troop count that you're sending to a specific spot, or it's just completely going to change the battlefield. That's really why I like these kind of events, because it pushes you to think about the different things that could matter in a set-based scenario, right? So something like this, um, when you have like a march versus a march, but you know what you're going against, right? Um, Now we get the chance to actually tinker with what happens, right? And there's different variables that are going to change this, like the troop size. These guys are using 4.6 mil. If these guys were using like 6 million troops or something like that, there would be no chance in hell I could beat this, just because of the buff differential, as well as the debuffs being like so drastically different. But this is what kind of gives like the free-to-play aspect. I know I'm definitely not free-to-play, but this is what gives that free-to-play aspect a chance to actually participate in these things. And I really do think that if you're about like a K40, K42 level with like max tech, and you like, I don't know, get like a cake 4 in the event, like every event or whatever, you honestly, by the end of this, could probably finish it completely. And I probably could just say fuck it here and end off 2, let these circulate, get my event buff up, and then just keep circulating. But I want to stay number 1. And Martyr's bum ass that's 40 levels below me is gonna stay 40 levels below me. Fucking pussy. But anyway, yes, that was my spiel. Now back to it. I only said that because this motherfucker posted a thing earlier before I woke up, showing how he beat me in the level, and that just, it's unsatisfactory. So let's go ahead. I didn't need to do that for this, but let's take this down to 145. 145,000. Maxing this back out. Watch the wounded skyrocket. It's not going to. 412. Okay, so we cut off 3,000 more troops. So after I kind of want to make a system for this, since it's going up about 20% buff. I think I could throw 1k more in each of these layers just to get through it. But I kind of want to try this real quick. So first off, where are we at with our buffs? A minute. Okay, we got a minute to win it. Excuse me. Anywho, here, let's go ahead and 120 is our lowest here, right? So, what's happening to my music? All right, where are we? Okay. Keeps on ringing my heart. 20, 13, 5 flat, 20, 20, 20. It doesn't give, yeah, it does. Ground and mounted troop attack, but the only 8% for attack, so that's going to be better there. What about my main? 20% ground troop HP for an exchange of 9% and a huge flat, though. A huge flat. If I were to switch the forceful cavalry, ooh, you know what I can do? Idiot. Okay, hang on. Let me cook. I just gotta remember to change this back before challenge, because it's gonna completely fuck my shit up. Okay. You there. Two. Let me try this. I think Okay. What am I doing? I can't fit. Let's see. Okay, so we have 4001. Whoa, 4001 with no buffs? Holy shit. Where have I been? Versus the Halbert. Halberd. Remember to turn that back on before we go back in here. Or else I'm gonna be crying. Why did that? My buff just a lot higher than I think it should be. Pretty sure I'm at like 3,800. I don't think the advanced refine and all that's a lot different. 4008, yeah, so it's higher. 3209, 3209, 3011. Okay, so it has nothing to do with that. Oh, you know what? I think here I got the planogenic front. No, I didn't. Why the fuck was it different? No, because... So I have 2% higher buff this way. And that doesn't make any sense. Okay. 60-35. Okay, so I lose the set bonus. Instead, I get range troop debuff this way. I don't think it's not worth it. And then the ring. Do I throw the freedom? Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, here we go. And this is gonna up my march size. Yeah, dude. This, I would be. We might win this. Because we're going to lose this set bonus, but we're going to get the march size here and here. And then we just cut off 2 set bonuses. Or no, we didn't, because we just got it again. Yep. So we just cut off a set bonus in exchange for like a shitload of march. We cut off a set bonus and 2% attack for a shitload of march size. Okay. So here. $797,350. Maybe I have to reselect the generals. No. General is assigned to a march preset. Please adjust the preset first. Is it because my march is not marching? I don't know what's going on. Okay. I should have a shitload more march size here. $797,350. Does it? It shouldn't just automatically fill that march size. Maybe 797,350. Yeah, because this gives the 20% march size capacity. Oh, I'm just fucking stupid. I'm just stupid. I thought the Freedom Star, because I forgot, because this wasn't amplified before. That's what it was. Yes, sir. Okay, but I have an enemy troop defense debuff here. One specific gear, so let's go ahead and give this another try, because I think my buff is going to go up a big amount here. Or, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe like 40-30 or something like that, maybe? Question mark, explanation point? 40-12, yeah, so 8% more, 3169, 3111. 31, yeah, so my defense went down, but exchange I get like 30% all troop defense debuff, so maybe. Let's just run this. What was my last attempt? Was it successful? It was. Okay. Make sure my buffs are good. They are not. 50. 50. 50. Oh, no. I thought it just reset my preset, so I was actually pretty upset. Okay. Let's see. $415. So we actually went down. That defense brought us up 3,000 troops. So the debuff isn't really doing what it's supposed to be. Okay, but what we can do is we can switch over to the archer. Let me switch everything back before I forget. We can switch over to the archer march, and after we go to the archer one, I can switch over to my PvP gear and that, and ooh, no way. Yeah, so swapsies. Now we should have 222. Okay, and then you get your staff back. Here we are, and then Freedom Star. Okay. So now let's go through. Take off. Where are you, Louie? There you are, Lou. Take you. Take the Freedom Boots. Okay. And then okay. And then you are at 20, 20, 20, debuff of 20, where my assistant, I think I'm using Gonzalo here, instead of Wallenstein. Yeah, so 20, 20, 20, 500, whereas a battle tested, I could have just checked right there, damn it. Give me, what level is this? 81, I think. 81. Yeah, so it's not worth swapping from the battle tested, or to the battle tested. What we can do, go back to the archer. Here, challenge. 15-5. Oh, hang on. Go back. Here, switch these. You. Debuffs don't matter here. Let's see what we are at. So last time I did this, 695, but this wasn't full T15. So let's just get the T15. Or I think I did 150. Okay, so I'll just mirror this and see what this takes us to. I really do like how it saves the preset. Maybe even swap into like Hermes here. to say fuck you to the buff a little bit, and then get that extra march size. Mayhaps help. 685 versus what? 695? Or no, 1704 versus 1705. So yeah, switching this gear around. 6746. 6752. So yeah, it's not doing shit. Okay. So I got a 6% increase. Did my 10s aren't out, surely. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think I can progress. Part of me wants to do castles, but it's going to be like speedrun mode if I do, and I'm going to have to try to do it fast. And then I just lose the ability to use my dragons for today and basically do this event until after Chalons is over. But I don't think I can progress here anymore. And I don't think I can progress here anymore without like huge thought into where shit needs to go. Let's see where I'm standing with the rest. Probably like spot 1. Oh, look at that. Mazan and what's his name? Just probably haven't touched it yet. And Berg. Or no, that was in server. What about here? Yeah, there we go. Mazan, Berg, Smag. You guys are way ahead of me. All K45s. That march size is just crazy. This shit's killer. Okay, let's switch this stuff. Let's take a look first. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use the castles. But my best chance is with the ground. I don't think my archer kills it here. We have to do way too much thought in the tank to kill 1.7 million. It's not like a 500,000 or anything like that. Maybe like backfilling 12s. Let's split 12s. Because I think that's how we did it the last time. Battle logs. Here. Or no. What was the last one I got stuck on here? Okay, and then I think I just used that preset all the way up. Okay, 6656. 800. I think I cut those out. So we used... Oh no, we just used strict fucking T15s. That wasn't... Wait, what the hell? Or no. That's not what I was looking for. So here. 852. This might have been strict T15s as well. I've been bouncing all over the place with this shit, so... Maybe. Let me cook. T15s. $986 versus the 1.7 for that. So possibly cutting layers that don't matter in this scenario might be where we make our money. And then just adding it into the T15s, question mark. But the T15s don't seem to be doing too well. It's only fucking half, you know what I mean? Whereas T14s get double. Yeah, let's split 15s, 14s. Three Milli Vanilli. Boom. Boom. Defeat. Yeah, we're losers. I get it. 1.6. Back where we started. Okay. How do we do here, though? What did the 14s do? The 14s did shit. So, keeping these guys. Let's go down to like 1 million. And then fill back up on the 15s. 1.2. Yeah, so a strict 15. Less than 1 million. Let's see. So I don't think... Maybe, no, not the Cavalier. The Cavalier can't... Maybe. I know the Siege Layer can't go. We've tested that in the other March. The Siege Layer is like vital for this shit. But my question is if I take T12 killed more, so maybe just like 100,000 of... Actually, let me look back at this. Maybe like 100,000 of the... 100,000 down to tier... yeah, down to tier 10. Putting 100,000 into those, seeing how they perform, which is crazy because this is like the opposite of ground, right? Because now we're having to backfill our lower layers to see where down. Nope. That's... Oh, I thought that was going to hold for a second. Okay. So now we're having to backfill our layers to see how we can get them to survive longer so our main force can just go through and chop these guys up. 1.15. 127. T14 could use a little more love. T13 needs to go down. T12's like spot on. And T11 and T10 need to go down. So 50,000 for, or let's try 75,000 for T. Yeah. Lord. Yeah. Okay. So here, because we're good at the game. So let's do 50,000 here. Do 75,000 here. And then here we can, I guess, keep 100,000 because it's 1 for 1, right? T13 I don't think performed too hot, so let's just fill it up here because I don't remember. $820, 1.1. So T14 is outperforming, so we could throw more love into that tier itself. Maybe let's singleton the tier 13. Yeah, the tier 13 ground, we're going to singleton that. See if the ground layer is important. I think it is. Let's try that first. One. Here. $1.153 versus 1.131. Yeah, so the absence of one layer is causing a 20,000 troop deficit. That's upsetting. That's really upsetting. 0.131. 1.153. So yeah, we can't lose that ground layer. Maybe the cav layer instead? Maybe. We can singleton out a cav layer. Let's make it T13, keep the same sample. $1.121. That's good. Yeah. Okay, singleton the cavaliers. Throw it in the fucking archer. 10, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Tier 11, 12. Going to 13, 14. Watch, this is going to completely botch everything. I'm calling it. The suspense. Yep, we lost. Okay. But now, 8, 9. Yep, I can work with that. I can absolutely work with that. Because, now watch this. I know these are doing really well, but I can change this back down to a 15.5. 15.5. 15.5. 15.5. 15.5. This might actually go worse. Those are like 2 for wanting my archers. Defeats. Okay, where are we at? 407. Yep, see? Now we're at 2.8. Unfortunate. Okay. Oh. There we are. Try it again. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't do shit. So, yeah, we need to cut this back down to maybe let's try 6 million flat. Not get ahead of ourselves. 6 million flat. Put 100,000 back in T14s. This killed 82,000 now. It was before it was 100,000, yeah? 102. So the absence of the cavalier is now, and these are going down as well. So here, let's go 50,000 T11. Let me write this down because I'm going to fucking forget as soon as I fucking do this shit. So, boop, boop. Okay, so get your handy dandy paper. And then for T11s, we're going to do 50,000. T10s, cut this down to 25. 10, 11, and then 12. We're going to keep it 100,000. Thirteens, we're going to cut this to 70, or let's do 90. 13 is going to be 95. Okay, and then we're going to backfill the rest into T15s. Okay. See, this is why I write this down. That way I can come through. So our T10s is going to be 25. Tier 11 is going to be 50. 12, 100. 13s is going to be 95. And then I don't think I did 14s. I think 100,000 for the T14s is where we were. Fill the rest here. And pray. Pray. We're not praying hard enough? Okay. 656 compared to 869, I think. 869. Am I clicking the same report? No, I'm not. Okay. Yeah, so 869. So we're in the right direction. So 869 to 656. 14s are still performing. 13s are now outperforming what they were. Maybe even upping the T12s to 200,000. And then the 11s just tanked. Then 10s, I kind of want to keep the 10s where they're at. Let's move 12s up to 200,000. I think that layer itself is just dying way too soon instead of getting the benefit that it needs. Okay, so 200,000, and then here 95. We could do say 110,000. Tier 12s. Let's move this up to 125. 25. Okay, and then fill? Question mark. Losers. 760. So I think we went in the wrong direction. Yeah. Okay, where did we go wrong here? So now T12s are killing even more. What's the T15 though, or T14? What's the T15? So 3.6 versus, I think it was this one. Yeah. So we have 1.8. 1.8 with the 7 million troops. So we're putting more power by taking away troops and keeping shit alive longer. So what actually killed here? What the fuck? 3.6 was 6.7. So what the fuck killed everything here? 1.6 Cav ground siege or ground siege. 1,000. How the fuck? Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. I was looking at the power loss and mistaking it with the troops. Okay, so 760, 656. Okay, so 839, 1513, 152, 131, 115. So I just had like a completely botched report there. And I went based off of that report to make corrections, and it worked. Okay. Okay, 962 was here. 1.7. 1.7. 2.6. I think it was this one. No. That was my buff running out. Okay, so this is a good report, and I thought I was doing worse, but turns out I'm doing a lot better. Okay, so we just need to take more out of T15s, and off of these adjustments, we can put more into 14. So let's go. 14's going to be 140,000. 13s, we could probably keep at 110. 12s can cut back down. 110. 12s cut down to 150. Or I wonder if, yeah, and then we'll just leave the 11s where they're at, and 10s can stay as well. So yeah, okay. So T15s fill 14s to 140. Yep. Or yeah, T14s to 140. I wonder if I could just put a shitload of my T14s and then it just be better? Question mark. I don't think so. I do not think so. T12s, yeah. So T12s definitely need to go down here because 144 killed compared to the 656. And then 750. So yeah, let's no. There, let's just go with it. Okay, so T14's to 140,000. 13 stay at 110. T12s go to 140. And then 150 for 11s? No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, yeah. So this is going to go to 150. Go. 685. I kind of feel like, yeah, so these can go back down to 140. 140. These can go back down to 100. At 3.7, yeah, so 140, 100, 140. And then I kind of want to keep these at 50. 50 and 25, yeah. So 140, 110, 140. Good thing I checked. Okay. Okay. 140,000. 110, which is already there. And then let's go to 100. 115, I think, is a round number. 50, yep, I like that. $666. 157. Let's go with to 145. So 145, 13s. Yeah, take those down to 105. That's what it was. And then T12s. They kind of tanked here. I think backfilling my T10s might actually help. So T10 up to, because they're putting in a little bit of work. Or actually, maybe if I do a 20,000 layer, let me try that. Make these, or let's just do this first. So put a 20,000 archer layer, and then go from there. So 20,000. Put my pen back in a little spot. Okay. Airmen. Archers. Okay. I goofed. And then I'll try this first, and then after, I will see if this does better or worse, and if it does better, then we will make those adjustments and possibly win, but it's probably going to do a lot worse, so we'll see. 789 versus 666. So yeah, we're just neutering our march here by filling those layers. Those layers aren't doing shit. So, ooh, maybe 10,000 for the layers then. Yeah, 10,000 for the archer layer. Half this instead, and we should go one step in the right direction. Oh, I goofed. I goofed. No, I didn't. 25,000. Yeah, we're good here. Alrighty, and then fill here? Or no. No. So this was, I want to say 140. 140,000 fill here. I shouldn't have even fucking touched it. 604. Beautiful. So now we're going to rat fuck our lower archer layers. Fill it in. Actually, here. Let's see what our T14s did now. Because if so, we'll just rat fuck the lower tier archer layers, and then we'll just throw it into T14s or T13s, T12s, whatever, if they're doing better. Yeah, so T14s are doing pretty well. But I have a feeling these are just going strictly after layers, right? While our how many? Yeah, 200. We're right there. Yeah. Watch this. Either this is going to really help or it's going to completely botch the whole operation yet again. But hey, if you've been watching, that's what we've been doing the whole time. So no harm, no foul. Singleton the layer. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, nope, this needs to be 25,000. And then fill here. Do we win? No, we do not. 370 though. This is correct. This is correct. Okay, so where are we? Buff's good. Buffs are good. Buffs are too good. We cannot do anything there. Now we're down to 300k. I don't want to take anything out of my ground or siege layers because what? Yeah, 300k. Duh. I did it again. I looked at the 995 and I was like, how do I have 995,000 troops that are left? But 370. Now let's take a look-see. Okay, so our T15s are making money. T14s are making money. T13s making money. Pretty much spot on for T12s. 1 for 1. I don't want to swap that. 1 for 1. 23,000. Maybe cut this T10 layer, put it into the T15s for the win. Single that out. Okay. Or maybe even weird, a little more weird, we could put it into that T12 layer that's doing something. 428. 70. Okay, so we need the 25,000 troops there, but that tells me that I can cut more and throw more into my other layers. Like so. And then here, so 25,000 I think is what I had. And then we could try 25,000 here as well. What do we got? 449. Okay, so we're in the wrong direction now. So we need to go back, and so after tier 10 layer, there's no benefit from it. So it's just a matter of, yeah, 1. I kind of want to take away some lower tier ground here as well. Maybe, okay, so 370, and this should be like minimal layers left alive as well as, yeah. So we have siege left, so like half the siege is even fucking dying. So we just need to get through 50,000 more archers, which I think I can accomplish by pushing my T14 layer up more. So let's take out of this a little bit and move the T14s up to 150. 150,000. And hopefully, did I take back out of the tier 10? No, I did not. Or it wasn't tier 10, it was tier 9. Yep, so singleton that. Yep. And then fill this back in here. Nope. Not enough. But 372 compared to the 604, 370. So we need to get back to this. This nominalization. 172, 27, 115 to 115. What did my T12 do this round? It should still be 115 to 115. So that's not changing. That's staying constant. So that tells me that no matter what the underlayer is, that that layer is going to continue to do the same. So we singleton out the tier 10s, maybe, and then push them into our tier 11. Question mark. Okay. So singleton out. Let's just make this a base layer, actually. And then push these into tier. Oh, whoa. No, no, sir. That would have been bad. Okay. And I don't think this is going to give us the win, but I do think we should see. If it's the same number, I know I can adjust that. Okay, so we still lose. Now we're to 371, which opposed to last 372. Yeah, so our do these do anything else? 4046. Yeah, so I like the tier 10 here because it's still killing more than what I'm putting into it, as well as the tier 9. Can't sleep on those, but I believe those are just layers. Well, no, the tier 10 is not a layer. 371. Let's push this back up to 183. Let's match this number, take away from the T15s. So 182. $289. Look at that. Holy shit. Okay, so we just need to do that again. Actually, hang on. Hang on. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Okay. Let's look at the... Yeah, 232. So let's match it again. Yeah. We are smart. So 200,000 here in the T14s. And this shouldn't be a win, but it should get... Oh, shit. Just keep trying till we win, I guess. 331 versus 289, I think. 289, yeah. So we bid off a little more than we needed to with the T14s. $247. See, 247, right? So T14s are performing really well, but where else do I take it from? Because I can't take it from the T15s at this point, right? Because I need their number there in the brute force in order for this to work. Which if I were to go a different strategy and just utilize like tier 12s or whatever, I would have to remake everything. But I could possibly get a win off tier 12s with this as well. So let's take a look. I think... 289. Holy shit. I already tried cutting the ground layer. I already tried cutting the siege, even the low tier, and that just makes, like, even the 500 troop difference between the siege and the fucking, and the, whatchamacallit, the thingamabot, you know? This is just going to cause an astronomical difference in the upper end. But I think maybe if I went down to, like, maybe, like, 10,000 on the ground tier 1 and 2. Yeah, because it's not surviving past one frame. So I think tier 1 and 2 ground exchanged for the tier 14. Or put that in the tier 15. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Whatever. I'll figure it out. 836, 850. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so ground, 10 bands. 10 bands. And watch, this is going to throw everything completely through the ringer, and it's not going to make any sense. But, hey, that's Evony. Boom! That's how you catch a dub. It only takes 2 fucking hours to do it, but hey, we still caught the dub. Alright, let's see what we got. This is against a cav march. We should win. Yep. Boom. Archer march again. We're going to have to adjust. Oh boy. Okay, how far? 862. Okay. So, here. Let's go ahead. Oh, man. $112. Oh, man. 59. So now we need to adjust these to where the value is either over what it gives. I honestly want to get rid of the ground now. I want to completely everything that has a 1. So yeah, that doesn't, the ground's not doing shit for me. It's just getting bit in the first round. So I think here ground 18 kills. So tier 12 or tier 2 is even getting 64, but it doesn't matter because it's dying in the first frame. Yeah. So yeah. We know what we're doing. 43. I think singletons on the ground for... Yeah, let's try that. But we cannot touch the siege. We cannot. Tier 2. Watch this just completely throw everything. Let's do up to like tier 6. 5, 6. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, it just went back, I think. Question mark? No, it did not. Okay. Fill T to 15s. Defeat. Yes, 796. 796 actually. 862. So we could just singleton the ground up. Unless the ground has over, I think, I'm going to say like 8,000 kills. Then I'll just fucking keep it where it's at. Yeah, I guess all the ground can go. Because it isn't doing shit. And then it's gonna fuck me. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And then 50,000, so T11. Where's my pan? So T11, let's move this to... Let's move the T11 over... Hang on. Because the 842 in the T11 ground, and then we come up here and we get 700. So that tells me... Sorry, I'm throwing this out. That tells me that if we completely cut ground all the way out, it's not necessarily going to be a good thing, because I don't think, unless all this ground's just dying all in the same frame, then I'm just wasting my breath. Okay, let me get back to this. So T12, let's go ahead and push this to 100. T11. Let's move T11 down to 50. T10 can stay. T10. Let's move that up to. Let's move that up to 50 as well. And then we're going to singleton out the ground. T13 can go up to, let's say, let's just match it, 112. Because our T13 might be our money wave this round. T14 needs to get down. We'll match that as well. 14, let's do 189. And then fill the rest into 15s? Question mark. 441. Yeah, because we're killing layers. Okay. So first, let's move the layers around, and then after that, we'll go through singleton out the ground and see where we sit. If this gets better than where it was, then we can do the ground, see if that works. If the ground doesn't work, then we can go back. If the ground doesn't work, we can go back and then just fuck with the layers, try to get the win. T13, 112. T12 is 100. Uh, 11 is 50. I think this is a bad idea, though. And T10s. T10s I put up to 50. T11s up to 50. Or down to 50. And then go back to 15s. I believe. 189. 112. 50, 50. Or no. T12 is 100, then 50, 50. Okay. Give her a shot. See where we sit. 901. 901 versus 796. So we need to go back. Why did this do so poorly? $3,665 versus 3,755. So taking away from those other layers, they got bit, and then after that, fucking them motherfuckers wasn't no more good. That's how it is, man. That's just how it is. Okay, so this tanked. This needs to go back up to 2. So 14, 200, 13, T13. I can match it again to 113. 12. I think was higher than this. 11, 50k, 10. I think that 50k troop difference. Let's just try this. Let's try this first. Let's get this out of the way. See if our fucking ground does anything. Actually, we didn't have fucking buffs. We didn't have fucking buffs. Okay. That's exactly what it was. Leave it exactly the same. Boom, bam. $923, $810. No, that's what it wasn't. That's not what it was. 901. So we botched it. We botched it. We're cooked. We're cooked. 796. Okay, let's just go through and now finally single out the ground. Kinda, I don't know, because this is risky. Risky. What tier do I throw it into? I think I throw this into tier 14s, keep them alive a little longer. Or I just throw it into tier 15s and just have singled out ground. So men at arms. Put this at 1. 1, 7, 9. Did I skip 8? No, I did not. Did I skip 7? I put 11. 7, 11. Get it? Okay. I almost skipped 11 though. 13. We have 14, and we have 15. And then fill this into, let's get it nominalized, get a value that we can all understand. Boom, bam, defeat, whatever. A little better or a lot worse? A little better. 701, 810, 901, 862. 796. So our ground didn't do shit. So now, with this, we can go from this report, 810, and then this to 901, 901. What was it, this one? 862 to 901. So we can match our layers again, then fill back into the T15s, and then we go about it from there. So we had T14, 200. T13s was 110. But those actually do better, so we'll keep those. T12s is 115. 11s, we had 59. And then 10s, we had a layer of 7 or 15. And then below that, I think everything was just 15.5. Yeah, so tier 10 below, boop, botch it out. Okay, so now here, take it out. 200,000. Okay, 200,000. T11 was 112. T12 we had at 115. T9, what the fuck? T12, oh, I'm fucking stupid. 59. And then here, we throw back into T15. Question mark, question mark. We lose. $751. 701. So yeah, we have to, now taking out that ground layer, because that's the only difference, right? Or no, we had, that's what happened. Okay. A standard layer of Archer for, I honestly don't even know, for tier 9. Yeah, see, we singled it out. So 155, come on. So maybe bringing our Archer layer back would help, because we pretty much have no layer other than Siege. 1550. So bringing that back. Boom. Bam. Nope. 682. Bring the Archer layer back and we win. Oh boy. 15500. Copies. Pastes. Paste. 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 Boom. Okay. Okay. 689, 897. So having a fucking archer layer made us do worse. Buff's still good. Okay, we'll take it out to tier 6. Okay. Archer's out to tier 6, and then we should see a 1. Yeah. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, and then we're good here. I said take it to tier 6, but I actually meant go all the way. What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Then there. Okay. And then we backfill into 15s. Boop. That puts us right back by 700,000. And then see how she blows. 815. So our layers are kicking us in the ass. 682. So this was with no layers other than siege. I'm even thinking, see, the thing about kicking the siege here is it's going to make their siege layer get that much more focused on our archers and all of the other layers, except, okay, I got it. What's the standard siege range again? Because this worked earlier. So, okay. Range. 14. I think it's up to tier 5. Let's skip one. 14. Okay, 1556 is where we see our first range increase for the siege. Let's take a look, see what happened. Ahead of myself, so tier 5 siege. Yep, tier 6 started to get kills. Tier 5 got 7. Yep, killing off the siege. Off with the head. Tier 5 siege are going bye-bye. So is the archer wave up to my tier 10. And again, either a little increase or a big decrease. So we will see. Okay. Why do I still have ground? That's weird. Okay, 1. Did I not get rid of? Okay, whatever. I just missed it. So here, coming down, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, because those are dying first frame anyway. And then archer layer up to tier 10, go as well. 1, 1, 1. Tier 6 siege can stay, I believe. Boom. 711. Nope. 612 though. 612. So we just have to cut more out of our siege layer and then see where we could put it in the archers, right? Because I don't think T15 is the answer. 815. Yeah, T15 here kills 3.7. T15 here, 3.9. So that's just a number increase. That's all that is. How did my other archers do? Maybe even seeing where the next the next range increase happens, because I don't think that. Yeah, 5,000 troops though. That's kind of a lot. 726, 724. Yeah, so my T6, excuse me. How did my archers do? 87 to 115. Cutting that down, but we did that before, so the archer values aren't changing. 15,000. So I can even cut. Why do I even have this ground here? So yeah, cut the ground out. Cut this ground and cav that are here for whatever fucking reason. It's not a win, but I can get that preset ironed out. And then we'll just adjust the yeah. So here, and then throw it in the T15. After this, we adjust layers for the win. $688. 612 buff. Buffs ran out. That's beautiful. So we're probably sitting at about like 600, a little under 600. I'm going to say that it's like 600,000 on the dot. This guy probably sent something fucking stupid. All right, let me use the restroom real quick, then I will continue with this. Alrighty. All right. So let's see. 688. 3.8, 1.83. Let's try it again with buff, see what number we're actually at. So I have a good amount of gems. Again, like I said, I could honestly just fucking throw on the castle buffs, but honestly, where are my dragons at? They're usable? No, they are not usable. 3 hours. Okay. I just slapped the shit out of my legs. Now they hurt. Okay. Same values. $507. $507? That's what you like to see. In the right direction. 197 to 200, 119. All right, so match this number. Take this down to 112. I mean, part of me just wants to backfill this shit, but I know if I fuck with this tier 9 ranged, it's... No. First, let's go back to the siege. And then we might just end up singletoning out the whole siege. So tier 5 to tier 6 is the range difference. 1556, or no, it's tier 5 and up, question mark. 1556, 1556, 1556, 1711. So up to tier 8 can get taken out. Tier 9 has to stay. Boom, 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 boom. Watch this just absolutely tank everything. One. 15s. Boom. 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 394. I'm so close. 208. Now my tier 14s are outperforming. Before they weren't. For whatever fucking reason. Maybe even taking out of... It looks like tier 12. T11 has to stay. But maybe even taking out of my T12 and just throwing them into T15s might make that difference. Let's... I mean, fuck, we're already here, so might as well... 9... 1711, 1711, 1864. So 9s and 10s go into 15s. This is probably going to be a terrible idea, by the way. I already took out fucking 9s for whatever reason. So 10s go. Put these into 15. Yeah. Keep that the same so I'm not fucking trying to mess with different variables. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Boom! And we're cooked. And unfortunately, I had already rat-fucked my march, probably as much as I could. 611,000 troops left, man. Oh my god. I mean, one thing we could do here, we literally just took everything off and then just put it into strictly archer. And somehow the shit fucking worked. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Let's go ahead and, I mean, fuck it. Just take the rest off. Put them into T15s, you know? Let's single it all out. For siege, 1, 1, 1, 1. T11s, 1. Almost missed it. 15s, baby. In 15s we trust. In 15s we trust. Nope. Okay, where are we at here? 465. It's so frustrating that this shit's actually working. It really is. It really fucking is. Maybe just... Oh, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and see. Oh my god, dude. Fuck it. Let's just try one of every tier troop and then max T15s, question mark. But I know this isn't always the answer, right? Like... I wouldn't be surprised if this does terribly. Yeah, 4 million. So, for whatever fucking reason, having 100,000 troops in these other 4 layers, or whatever, is making a huge fucking difference. So here, we'll just go back, chase the numbers. Let me write this out again. And I think we could beat this level, but after this one, I think I'm done for the day. Going to bed. So 11, 59k. Let's just try that first, because I know once I changed my tier 11 layer, it like botched my report. So tier 11 to 59,000. We might even need higher this time. See what that does. I never filled. I never went through and filled. Return. I'm not even going to look at that. Yeah, so we need those other layers. That 59k didn't do shit. So that tells me that could be singled out this run. And then we'll just match the other layers. And then fuck with the layers from there. So here. 465. 611. I think 465 was the best I did. Yeah, 465. So we had... Okay. Think. We had... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, wrong report. I was about to say. Okay, 465 here. So, the thing is I'm not going to wake up to be able to do this. So T11 was at 59K. Let's go from bottom to top since I already have it written. 59K, this is 115, 115. After that was 112. And then 200 on the 200K on that. Okay, so one layer, T11, I think. Yeah, T11 needs to be 59,000. T12 needs to be 115. 13 needs to go to 1112. 1112. And then 200. And then max here, and this should give us the same result. Fingers crossed. So it should be like 460 something. 355. What the fuck happened? Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. Let's take a look here. Nope, just shy. Okay. If I were to buy that stupid fucking pass thing, I'd probably make it. All right, we have 355,000 troops left. That is a castle buff away from victory. Split the 15s and 14s. Watch this do terrible. The 14s aren't going to hold their weight. Yeah. So I just need to find that value of how high I can go with the T14s before they just start losing off their ass. And then after that, I can... 2 mil? Hold on. T14s are doing better. No, they're not. No, they're not. So yeah, let's move the T14s up to like, fuck, I don't know. Let's move up to 250,000. And then move this back up. Where are we at? 649. See, the thing is I want to use the castle buffs, but I know that I'm not going to have enough time to like plan everything out, you know, because we've gone up maybe what, like, I want to say like 15 levels in the 2 hours I've been streaming, 3 hours I've been streaming. So devotion to the cause. I'm almost tempted here to swap out for Hermes, swap out the gear just to get that more of that march size. So 386 here versus the 355. Yeah, so 200. That's too much because then the T15s aren't hitting everything and killing everything in the one frame like they need to be. So I can't maneuver this layer. So this needs to stay, or actually I could probably keep this and take it out of the, well, those are 1-for-1. These are 1-for-1 as well. That's, here, let's chase this and then take this down to 55,000. Boom. $331. Okay. Maybe get rid of T11 altogether. Single out that layer? Question mark. 1. Get the punch. Nope. 267 though. Oh shit. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. So my T15 ground, what's happening now is I have so much shit put into this T15 archer. There's pretty much one shot in everything that it touches. The issue that we're having is now, since I got rid of my layers, their upper layers are doing the shit instead of my lower layers focusing, but I just don't have the buff to support having the hoochamadiggies, you know what I mean? The other dudes. But okay, this is great because okay, so what's left? Their siege. Their siege is it. So keep this. Take. This is an archer march. Does T15, T14, T13 ground layer solve this? No, because yeah, it could. Max. Oh, no. Wrong one. And then max. So I don't want to do cav here because we're up against an archer march and they're just going to get sent to the great heavens. Defeat. Okay, so what did this do? 1 bill. Nope, we're going the wrong direction. So we need to single out that layer again. And then just find a way to kill that siege and we're golden. We are golden. Golden. Maybe try it with cav instead. 1, 1, 1. And then try it with cav. I don't think this is going to work, but 15, 15, 15. Max. Defeat. Yeah, the Cavs are going to get fucking obliterated. 463. So yeah, we're okay. So just single everything out except for those layers that we have. 1, 1, 1. Single all that shit, and then maybe push this down to 75,000. Maybe throw this into here. 171. Single out the tier 12s. I didn't fucking, god damn it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Defeat still. Where are we at? Yep, so singling out the tier 12s does not do it. We need those T12s there. Okay, let's try 50,000 tier 12. I think this just needs to survive a hit, so that way the archers can go through and then just fuck everything up. So once we find that threshold, I think we win. Okay, now I don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh, yeah, duh. They're not alive. Okay, yeah, so 4 reports ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is it. 171. So we had 250, 220, and then 75,000. So maybe try 60,000. Do you live? Because if you live, we can start messing with the other ones. You live, okay. But not long enough. Okay, we have to go back to 75,000, I believe. That or, here, let's try this. Put 200,000 into the T12s. See if those just fucking get cooked. Yeah, I didn't put enough. Whatever, we'll just run it as it is. Yep. So now, so 75,000 seems to be the sweet spot. Or actually, buffs. Buffs are good. Okay. So, actually, I like this idea. Let's push you here. Put you back to 75, not 750. And then push you here. $300,000. Okay, so tier 14 wasn't the answer. $267. I'm pretty sure we went down to like 171 somewhere. 67, 3.6, 2.9, 2.9. We definitely had a better report than this. Okay, 465. Then we adjust it again for 355. I think this was the 355 report. No, 15. Okay. 649. 386. 331. 267. So 267 was my best. 463. Okay. So we need to go back and mimic this report. 171. Okay, here we are. 171. So we had 250, 14, 13 at 112, and then 75 for 12. And then everything else was singled out, fill into the 14s. Okay, so let's go back to this number. Make sure our buffs are good. Yep, they are not. And then I think from seeing that we put those those extra troops that we get, right, into the, which was what? Fuck. Why did I do that? Okay, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself. 171, where are you? 171. Okay, so I think here, how many did I have? Okay, so my T12, no, so those were already cut out. So 75,000. Cut out a T15, or no, cut out a T14, put 225, fill that into T13. So here, 112, 112, T12, 75,000, and then cut out a T, or no, fuck. Put this back to 250 real quick. And then eat this here, cut this back down to, I need the T14s at 250. What the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, cut this down to 200,000. Use that Tier 13. Fill. Let's go. No. Sadly not. 282. So we're in the wrong direction. Oh, man. Oh, jammy. Okay. Wait. Let me look. The sad thing is I'm doing all this work when I could wait like probably 5 more days, and this shit will fucking be back, and my buffs will be a lot higher because I'll have 200 levels on the other shit. But what's the fun in that, right? 200 to 235. And then 162. So I didn't fuck with any of the other layers. So I need to find this value of the T12 when I can bring this down. Here, let's do that real quick. Okay. 74. Does this tank? When does this tank? 282. So it didn't tank. We should see 282, 145. 282, 178. Okay, whatever. But I do need to find this value of when T12s do not become 73,000. Of when T12s stop becoming useful. Yeah, I'm playing this on my computer, Steve. My desktop. $180. So now I'm actually losing. So maybe actually chipping away 1,000 the opposite. So go back to the 171 report, chip away 1,000 per, put them into the put them into, you know what? I really don't want to do this. Yeah, let's get the nominalized value again of our best report. So coming through here, where is it? First try? Question mark? No. Second try? No. Nope, it's higher up. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because I just lost it. And watch, I'm gonna, because this happened earlier, I'm gonna put everything back the way it was when I killed 100 or I had 171,000 left, and it's gonna completely fuck up everything. That's just, yep, right here. Okay. So for this, I need 250 T14s. I need 112 T13s. Interesting. I'm only playing on my phone. How do I play on my laptop? Well, yeah, it's if you go and type in Evony computer version in the browser, I think that's how I did it. I could I mean, if I were to try to find it and send it to you, it'd probably be the same amount of work, right? I don't think there's a way that I can really help you out. But if you type in Evony web browser, or Evony computer version or whatever the fuck, just make sure you're not going to like age 1 or age 2, where like it's a completely different game. But there should be a download, and it offers some of these, which it doesn't have right now, but like the castle or whatever for here. If you're using this version specifically, that's not like BlueStacks. I believe this castle right here is people that have it on like this computer. But yeah, it's tons of help. Like the browser itself, like the screen's so much wider. Like there's people that set and do it this way, but I don't prefer that. But yeah, you could definitely navigate around the map and see a lot more because it's a wider view. All right. Well, anyway, back to this challenge. Okay, so we need 250,000. Yeah, of course, Steve. 112. And I fucking clicked off. That's great. Okay, so 250, 112, and then 75. I think, no, 75 is definitely the best because the T12 just was killing more shit. Hit this real quick, make sure that this is good. Should give me that 171. 171, 199. Okay, and then I'm going to do this cool thing over here where I guess you could say this is cheat codes. And now I'm going to want to stay on for 20 more minutes. I think I have the right one. Yep, okay. So, let's go back through. Same thing, just a lot higher buff. Boop. Watch us still not win. I would cry. Okay, calves, defeat. Okay, so here, now we have this all written down. I just need to go back to a 1550 layer. And then max out the T15s for the calves. Maybe even split. Nope, that worked. Cav, victory, now archer, and we lose. Alright, let me try that same number though. So, moving here, set it to one layer, and then fill. Now 250. Oh, you know what? Boop. Alrighty. So now we have one layer, puts 250. 112. Then 75. Which this 75,000 could be an obsolete number now, so we might actually have to go back and up that. Because we'll see if this is like just a flop or if this actually does anything. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a flop. Either that or we're real close to winning. No. Sadly, I think that's all we could do with the archer. Yeah, because we didn't even kill the fucking thing here. 254, 250. So now my T14s aren't performing. And let's actually move that down to 225. And then after this, I'll just move over to the ground and see if the ground march does anything. Return. Boop. Yeah, okay, 625. We're inching our way there, but we're completely out of stuff that we can do anything whatsoever with. So what we will do is switch over to the ground. I think on the ground I was really far off, and I don't really have enough time with everything on here to go through and piece by piece it. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to try till the buffs run out and then call it a day. Okay, and then where were we here? That's not bad. We might win. 1550. Oh, okay. Duh. Need to go on calves, not the ground. Dummy, dummy, dummy. Here. 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 Okay. So. See what she does. See what she does. Calves. Yeah, tier 12 definitely perform really well here. It's crazy. Yeah, defeat. Okay, what do we have? 346. No buffs. No buffs. Crazy to think the first day of this event I was doing this with the march size, and turns out it doesn't matter. In case you didn't know, the march size is automatic. 50% more buff. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Defeat. Okay, so where did we go wrong here? I'm pretty sure. Let's see if my cav march was probably close to dead. Yeah, 354,000 troops, and it's probably a 20% buff increment. 8236, 8264. So this is actually like closer to 30, like 28 for every troop though. How close were we? 436,000 off. We can tinker. We can tinker. I really should have waited for dragons because I could have gotten like a lot higher. But yeah, no. Why do that? You know, why would we wait? Wait when you could do it right now. You know, that doesn't make any sense. I don't remember if I don't know. Let's try this up to tier 5, just like last time, because I didn't think that would work, and it did. So 1. What's going to end up happening is I'm just going to butcher my layers again, and Evony's going to do the exact opposite of the expedition, where you have to find the sweet spot in the layer, and it's going to be like, instead, hey, you just have to fucking zero everything out. Just make sure the layer's there, and you're good. Okay. Still lose. What? Tier 5 siege. So tier 5 siege and down, that range, I guess, and I think it's even tier 4 and down, but that extra 60,000 troops killed the 400,000 that we needed to, which is absolutely absurd. You know, why is that a thing, right? So here, we're going against ground, so just max out the layer. Boom. Come here. Bing. I think we have to do tier 12. And we're back to cav. So now we have to go and redo everything that we had for that march, which I believe was archers zeroed out, a 50,000. Let me actually check. I love how it just swaps from one thing to another, and you just have to go back and fucking undo everything you just did, and then redo it. Okay, so archer is zeroed out all the way up, which you wouldn't think would be a good thing because we're against calves, right? But it's actually our tier 12 calves that are making us the money here. And yeah, where's our, and then tier, okay, 50,011, 50,010, 50,009, 50,000, 50,008. Okay, so come here, and then here. First off, zero out all of our, okay, don't do it, I guess. Okay. We're on such a time constraint here. I still can't believe that. 60,000 troops is the difference between a win and a loss in this. It's absolutely insane. Okay, 1, 1, and then we're done with that. So now just archers. Archers. I almost wish that was still a loss, honestly, because I really just don't know. I don't know what to say. Okay. Get our march set back up. $50,000. 1,000, fill the 12, send it and save it. Okay. That was bad, but it was justified because we had to go through. And this is where this is. So 120, 145, 159. 120, 145, 159. So here. And we might need to up these numbers again. 120, 140, and then 159. Bill to save it. Send it. Loss. This is still a huge loss, which it is. Now, what we need to do is we need to up our upper tier calves, take away, and I'm thinking tier 13 is where we're fucked. And up that to like 165. I gotta say, like, the cav is probably my favorite out of the bunch. Just because you're trying to make your upper layers. I think it's the easiest because you just have to make your upper layers tank long enough for your tier 12s to put in the work. Whereas for the archer, you could see when it's archer against archer, you just want to get as much firepower into the archers as you possibly can. But yeah, let's go ahead and move this up to like 165. And if this dies or it doesn't do the same, that tells me that, or if it does worse, that tells me that the calves in that layer were still alive. So 683. Yeah, see? So that 5,000 extra troop in that one layer allows that layer to stay alive and go to the next frame of the attack where it can die. And say it's like the enemy cav coming in and fucking with my shit. It tells him to stop. That's the easiest way to say it. Okay, so now let's tinker that down. So now we know that 165 is a good number. Now let's do 164. And it's crazy that like 1,000 troops is what's doing it, right? Which there was 6,000. So here, yep, we can fill again. Put more into that. Okay, and then 163. And then once I find this T14 threshold, I'm going to go up and then zero out up to my tier 9 siege, and hopefully that'll win. Okay. Let's try 161. $160? Was I really only 1,000 troops off? I just jumped the gun? Nope. Okay. So 161's the number. See what I mean here, though? So here, 1285. Here, 683, right? So 600,000 more troops based off of 1,000 troops being put in a layer because I'm keeping that frame, or that troop alive for an extra frame. So bump here, and then 161's the magic number. 161 rum, pineapple juice, and Malibu. Okay, and then zero out the siege up to tier 9. Honestly, I don't know if this is even going to do it. I think this might actually make it worse. Yep, tier 9. And then throw those into tier 12. Let's see. Yeah, way worse. Okay. So now, go back. $15.5 the layers out, and then find where okay, so now that that's there, we can throw 9, 8, 7, 6, and then backfill just to save the preset. And then we should be back where we were. It's sad because I knew this was going to happen. Now when I turn on my dragons, I'm going to be able to walk right through this. Nope, I fucked something up. What did I mess up? Okay, so here. Oh, it was here. 683. Did I have tier 5 siege in there? Question mark. Tier 6? No, no tier 5. You all knew what it was. Alright. Boom. Boom. This should be like the same thing, like 400,000, 400 to 600,000, whatever it was. 683. I believe that's the lucky number, and we can't upgrade shit. So tomorrow, I'm going to let this sit on my phone and go up to like level 200, rinse and repeat. This is going to be cut off. I'm going to push this up to like 268 like I did here. And this will probably be like either, I think this is going to be Siege, and then this might just be like the opening where you can mix and match your presets, put your layers wherever you want instead of getting confined down to one troop. My alliance probably fucking hates me because I said I was going to run some rallies today, and instead I did this for 4 hours. So... oh man, claim this shit, and I'm probably going to get out of here, guys. Give it one more try. Now, there's nothing I can do in one try that's going to help with that. Let's see where we're at in the ranking. We have 765. Ranked 4th out of neighboring servers. Not even in top 100. K45, baby. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, man. Claim this. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully this doesn't get copyrighted and taken